What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Now in today's video, I'm going to be answering some questions from you guys, and I'll answer in the best ways possible to make sure that you guys benefit and you can improve your trading. So question number one, and one of the most common questions people ask when it comes to trading, is how much do I need to start trading? That question may not necessarily have a direct answer because it definitely does depend on, number one, what you are trading, and number two, it also depends on where you're at financially, your financial status. And these are the reasons why. If you're trading stocks, you may need a little bit more money than if you're trading something like Forex, right? Forex, you can start with a very small amount of money. I'm talking about $50, $100, etc. But now just be advised, although you can start with just about any amount, especially in the Forex space, it doesn't necessarily mean that you're gonna take $50 to $50,000 in a week. The main point is, in both of these industries and in any industry, you need the skill set. The main thing is the skill set. If you have the skill set, if you learn the skill set, and if you master the skill set, it kind of doesn't matter where you start from. You'll be able to build yourself to a very sizable account size. But first of all, it's the skill set. Now, what do I recommend, especially if you're starting to trade? I definitely recommend you start off small. So maybe I do recommend $50, especially if you're trading Forex, just because you're more than likely guaranteed to blow that account over and over and over. And most people can stomach a $50 loss rather than hundreds or even thousands of dollars of losses. So when you started, you need to start off slow, allow yourself room to make mistakes, allow yourself room to blow some accounts, right? But nothing crazy so you don't shoot yourself in the foot and decide that, you know what, I'm just not going back to trading anymore because I lost too much money. So when it comes to how much you need trading, it definitely depends on where you're at, how much you're willing to lose, right? Your financial status. But no matter what, I still recommend starting small, even if you had a little extra to lose, just to give yourself a little bit of leeway to make mistakes and get back up again. Question number two is, what is the best trading strategy to use? Another one that doesn't always have a direct answer, but we're going to try to answer as directly as possible. When it comes to trading strategies, believe it or not, there are many trading strategies that work. As a matter of fact, it's hard to find trading strategies that don't work. Why? Because trading strategies tend to be a little bit personal. What that means is, I may find a strategy that works for me, and maybe I even build a course around that strategy that works for me, but there's no guarantee that the strategy is going to work for everyone. It may work for some people. There's going to be somebody that falls upon it and it really fits them. Some people will fall upon it and they just need to tweak a few things and that fits them as well. But not everybody is going to fit that particular strategy. And that's what a lot of people just don't understand about trading. There are many strategies out there. You'll probably go through many of them. It's not that they don't work, it's just that it's not for you. So ultimately, what your job is to go through as many strategies as possible to find what doesn't work for you and eventually find what does work for you. That's certainly what I did. I went through many different courses. I experimented. There were many things that I got into, and that allowed me to know what I really didn't like, what didn't really go for me, what I really didn't understand, and what really does fit me now. So don't neglect that stage. Even though you end up finding out a strategy doesn't work for you and it doesn't necessarily fit your style, you still are ultimately getting close to the strategy that does work for you. So there's not necessarily a best strategy out there, but there's a best strategy for you, and it's up to you to find that. All right, guys, so question number three is, how long does it take to become profitable? Of course, one of the most common questions when it comes to trading as well. Now, when it comes to this question, it's also very personal. Everybody's journey is going to be different. Everybody is going to react to the information differently, process the information differently, be able to apply the information differently, and it's going to take different time periods for each person. That being said, I will tell you this, on a direct note, there does tend to be somewhat of an average where things start to click for a lot of traders. Around that 3.5 years to 5 year mark, traders tend to find something that really clicks and they start to see some semblance of consistency. Now, it doesn't mean they're flipping accounts. It doesn't mean they're flipping a couple thousand to tens of thousands necessarily, but they can see a string of consistency where they can start withdrawing some amount of money from the markets. Now, depending on how well you're able to comprehend the information that's in front of you and also apply it, now that can definitely expedite your process, but everybody's process is going to be different. You're going to find people who claim that they were profitable in 6 months. I don't know how accurate that is, but also you'll find people who will claim that they were profitable in 3 years, in 4 years, in 5 years, in 10 years. It all depends on how you're able to process and apply the information that's given to you. But what you don't want to do necessarily is compare yourself to others, because what that does is, if you're comparing yourself to somebody who became profitable in 3 years and you hit the 3-year mark and you're still not profitable, it's a huge discouragement. Allow yourself the time to go through your own journey, but also take your journey seriously. Analyze yourself. Are you really taking this seriously? Are you just letting 3 years pass by and calling yourself a trader for 3 years? Or are you actually putting in the work all throughout the year, and then you can say that you've been trading for 3 years? Nonetheless, you have to put in the work, and the more work that you put into getting better each and every day, the quicker you'll get to being a profitable trader. All right, so the next question number 4 is, when should I consider trading full time? I strongly recommend, well, first of all, let's get this out of the way. I don't recommend anybody just quit their job off of just trading alone. Trading is very, very risky. No matter how good you are, you still can lose money in these markets. If you don't have any backup resources, any backup residuals, I strongly don't recommend that you just live off trading alone. You definitely want to use trading as you're making profits, and you consistently make profits in the market. It will be good to use those trading profits to open other avenues of investments, especially investments that give you a nice residual income. And as you build those residual incomes and you have a cushion for yourself, then and only then you need to start thinking about, well, if I did quit my job, can I maintain this same lifestyle with the money that I have coming in absent of trading income? That's how you really should approach it. Another approach you may want to think of as well is, do I have enough saved up for a year just in case things just don't work out? But can I sustain myself for a year based on my savings? All of those things are important before you quit your job. Although trading may look like it's going great right now, you don't necessarily want to remove a stable income from yourself so quickly. You gotta do things methodically, and it gotta make sense. Make sure you think it through, and make sure your decision is not just based on trading profits alone. The last question I'll answer is, why do 90% of traders fail? Now, as many of you know, trading is one of the hardest industries to be successful at. And the reason that is because trading really requires that you master certain aspects of yourself. The reality is, when it comes to trading, a lot of the things that you'll learn, like technicals, like fundamentals, those things can be learned honestly rather quickly. Application of those things can be learned as well over time, but the one nuance that most traders don't necessarily have a handle on is their emotions. It's themselves and how they react to certain information and how they react to certain price fluctuations. Ultimately, your emotions, your patience, your risk management, your inability to stop over trading, your inability to stop over leveraging, all of these things that are personal to you end up being most traders' Achilles heel. A lot of traders can teach you many strategies. A lot of traders can mark up charts. A lot of traders can give you fundamental data. But what a lot of traders are not able to do is have a handle on their emotions. The reality is, the main separation between a very profitable trader and a not so profitable trader is simply mastery of self. So at some point throughout your journey, you will have to start taking the steps in order to start mastering yourself. And that doesn't necessarily mean you are changing yourself, right? Like if you're a greedy person overnight, you're not going to become a non-greedy person. But the first step is acknowledging that, you know what, maybe I am a greedy person. And number two, the next question is, how do I control that to a degree? So if I know I'm a greedy person, then I will set certain rules for myself, like I will not take more than 2 trades in a day. Whether that's 2 losses, that's 2 wins, 1 loss, 1 win, whatever it is, I need to limit that greed. 2 trades and then I close my charts. In addition to that, I'm gonna make sure that if I lose a certain amount trading, I'm done for the day as well, even if that's just based off 1 trade. I need to create a trading plan that's centered around the things that I'm weak at, so that by following this trading plan, I could keep that under control and I could ultimately see better results in my trading. This is what you want to do in all aspects of yourself, but it first requires for you to examine yourself, learn from the areas that you need improvement, and build a plan around those areas so that you can start seeing success in those areas. All right, guys, so those are the answers to those questions. Great Q&A session. And if you want me to answer some of your questions as well, leave them down in the comments. I'll be happy to create more videos like this and answer more of your trading questions. Don't forget, please like, share, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. And until next time, guys, peace.